Hi, so I am Margaret Taylor, and the goal of this project is really to just give an overall perspective of my client, their needs, their audience, and just recommended tactics so that they can have a profitable, and a well thought out strategic marketing plan. So my client is Mount Vernon Baptist Church. It is a small rural Baptist church located in West Lincoln County in North Carolina. And so really what that means is it's a very small town, a small community, but we're outside of bigger towns like Hickory and Gastonia and Charlotte and places like that. And so as the other areas are expanding, people are slowly moving out into what used to be farming communities. So we've seen a lot of growth in this area. So overall, because the church is growing and growing at an exponential rate, we need to prioritize our marketing so that it is something that reflects that and helps draw more people in. And doesn't hinder it, because a lot of times church marketing, if you're not careful, it can hinder your witness more than it can help. So overall, the goals are just for the church to improve its digital engagement and its brand consistency, and to reach primarily young families. So the real estate analysis is that the current digital engagement is very limited. And online communication strategies are lacking in a lot of brand consistency. And then the ideal state analysis is we're looking for a unified digital identity that reflects the church and who the church truly is, and value and motivate people to want to be a part of it more. So our target audience, like I said, is young families. And so these are primarily adults aged like 25 to 45 who have children who are living within a like 15-mile radius of Vale, which is the actual town that the church is in. As far as psychographics go, it's a very community-oriented, family-oriented. They value authenticity, and they seek meaningful spiritual and social connection. So that's that. As far as goals and objectives, the main goal is to strengthen Mount Vernon's digital and community outreach to increase engagement and membership. So the objective is to increase digital engagement across social media platforms and across the website, develop a consistent online presence that strengthens the church's brand identity. So we want to be able to recognize, like, oh, that's Mount Vernon, and I can tell just by looking at it that that's Mount Vernon. And then lastly, attract and engage young families within the community. So my recommended tactics would include launching a unified content strategy for all of Mount Vernon's social platforms and website. Increase video-based storytelling, so highlighting these are the stories behind the church. This is why the church functions, why it does so well, and why we want you to be a part of it. And then also to also offer family-focused events, so highlighting things like we're about to do a trunk or treat, so highlighting that your family, this is an event where you as a family can be a part of the community. Also, we want to highlight other things too that show that like we value you and your family, and we want you as a whole unit to be a part of what we're doing. So all these tactics will align with the target audience and with their media habits, with their values, with their desires, all of that. As far as the schedule goes, you'll see that in the PowerPoint below. But the timeline is going to be roughly a 6-month rollout, including planning, content creation, event promotion, and an evaluation phase. So as far as key milestones go, months 1 through 2 will be content planning and brand alignment. So we'll work on the branding and we'll make sure it looks really pretty and is not only aesthetic, but it also reflects the audience. We're not just gonna go and do like some edgy, super intense, like elevation-y style graphics for a church in a rural community. We're gonna do something that's a little bit more on brand with them and who they are. So then in months 3 through 4, we're going to like start actually implementing what we've been planning on. So that'll be the initial rollout of all of that stuff. And then months 5 through 6 will be an evaluation and refinement phase. So we'll be teaching people how to use the media that we're doing, and we'll see what worked, what didn't work, and where can we improve. As far as budget, balancing across social media advertising, event materials, and evaluation of tools to ensure that everything is super sustainable and easy to use, and that we can see some real measurable outcomes from it. As far as the evaluation goes, there will be, for each objective, number 1, we'll look at an online survey to see the digital engagement. We'll use focus groups to analyze like the online branding and consistency and tone and all those types of things. And then lastly, we'll do a community-wide survey that evaluates the overall perception of the church and just what they think when they see or hear anything about Mount Vernon. And so all of this, the whole goal is that it would point people to the church, that it would not hinder people's view of Mount Vernon, but if anything, it would be just quiet, simple branding that reflects the church and who they are and doesn't hinder from like people's perception of what Mount Vernon is. Because ultimately we want an effective and simple, or seemingly simple, marketing plan. And so we want strategic communication, we want community insight, and we really do want measurable evaluation. Excuse me. This plan not only enhances digital engagement, but it also fosters authentic, real relationships that will reflect, again, the church's overall mission. So that is my plan for the marketing for Mount Vernon. So I'd love to hear your thoughts and love to hear more about what you, what questions you have and what things you would like to discuss. So thanks for listening.